Welcome students to Yapmaster. In the previous classes we have completed the cell as a basic unit of life, and thereafter we started the cell cycle and cell division. In the last class I was telling you about the interphase, the duration when the cell was preparing for division. The interphase is further divided into G1S and G2. Now the G2 is getting followed by M phase, means the phase of division. So here the class begins for today's topic. The M phase is actually meant for M for maturation. Here the M refers to maturation. If you can recollect the past memories of the last class, I told you one thing, that from G1 to S to G2, and thereafter M phase will come. The M phase is promoted by the presence of MPF, that is called as maturation promoting factors. Clear? That is called maturation promoting factors, which caused movement of the cell or transition of cell from the interphase towards M phase. So here M means maturation. Maturation what? Mature to divide. Mature to divide. It doesn't mean the cell is not undergoing division. Definitely now cell is mature enough to divide, to decide what to do next. Okay, the M phase is actually consisting of two different portions, but before that, the M phase is considered to be the most dramatic phase of the cell cycle. What does it mean by saying most dramatic? Most dramatic phase of the cell cycle means the duration in which we are mentioning so many changes are going on. In interphase during G1 we haven't counted so many number of changes. Just only one thing we mentioned, that the cell size increases to maximum. In phase we are not at, in S phase we were not observing anything actually. That's why we called it as default phase. Something was going inside but it's not observable. The G2 not much changes apart from the cytoplasmic transparency is lost. But now each and every moment in the M phase is going to be changed. A lot of dynamic, means we can say lot of changes is there. This is dynamic, ever changing. So the M phase is the most dramatic phase, and here we say the division means the M phase is divided into one, the division of nuclear material or the nucleus karyokinesis, and the division of the cytoplasm as cytokinesis. Usually we say that the cytokinesis follows karyokinesis. I repeat that nuclear division karyokinesis ends with the division of cytoplasm cytokinesis. Means what occurs first in normal situation? Karyokinesis. What occurs later? Normally cytokinesis. Okay, karyokinesis is usually followed by cytokinesis. Normally cytokinesis takes place after nuclear division or karyokinesis. Fine. So in this case, if I am considering M phase as mitosis, remember M for matured, okay, M for maturation phase. So if M is representing mitosis, why mitosis? See, karyokinesis is having different types. Karyokinesis is having different types. What different types? The three different types for karyokinesis are: 1. Mitosis, then amitosis, and then comes meiosis. These are the three things which we can study in karyokinesis. But apart from the rest, we are going to consider M phase as mitosis. I am considering M phase as mitosis right now, where M is not for mitosis, it is for matured. So the karyokinesis is therefore divided into prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. These are the four events or the four stages that are taking place during mitosis or M phase actually. But remember one thing very clearly, that these are the stages which are showing transition, means ends of prophase, beginning of metaphase, ends of metaphase, beginning of anaphase, end of anaphase, beginning of telophase, right? So here is the thing. We are going to learn first about mitosis, thereafter we will compare it with the amitosis, then comes the detailed meiosis. In today's class we are going to study mitosis. Mitosis, where mitos means thread. Clear? Where mitos means thread. Then other things after the mitosis, discovered by Strasburger. And if you need the best material to study mitosis, then studied commonly in onion root tip cells. This is studied commonly in onion root tip cells. So these type of things we can mention, right? We are going towards the further stages, what happened during mitosis. So mitose means thread, thread here means the nuclear material is getting condensed into chromosome, okay? Although the number of chromosomes and the amount of DNA of the cell which is going to participate in mitosis. See, for example, I have taken a cell who is having 2n chromosome, 2c DNA. A cell who is having 2n number of chromosome and 2c DNA, right? In that cases, I am saying this has gone to G1. The cell has increased in the size, but not decided to divide. Then is the S decided to divide. The cell is now in G2, which has decided to divide. Now the cell will undergo division. Okay, the cell will undergo division now. So here we are saying that on the completion of mitosis, we will observe the cells as this is after, see, in G2 we will observe something like 2n and 4c. At the end we will have two daughter cells and each is written as 2n, 2c, 2n, 2c. So we got the things back as we had earlier, means the cell which is undergoing mitosis is called as mitocyte. So the parent cell and the daughter cells have the same amount of DNA, have the same number of chromosomes. So that's why we used to mention this, what? The mitosis as equational division. We state mitosis as equational division, right? Nextly, the second thing, in mitosis we are observing that where it occurred or where you can observe this. So in animal cells, we are studying mitosis commonly in somatic cells, clear? In somatic cells, which are usually told to be 2n, means diploid, okay? But certain examples are there where haploid cells of the animal can undergo mitotic division. That is an exceptional case. We learn about it in a later class. So here is the somatic cell which are undergoing mitosis, which are diploid, whereas in plants either haploid or diploid cell can undergo mitosis. In plants we call haploid cell means gametophytic, diploid cell means sporophytic. So in plants either gametophytic or the sporophytic cells can undergo mitosis, any one of them, right? So here we are mentioning that it is a progression from one stage to the another, means the cell while dividing, while undergoing mitosis, is moving in different phases. Now these phases cannot be separated by a distinct line. You can't say that, oh, prophase is over, cut, now metaphase will start. No, it is instead a kind of transition, means there is an overlap. There is an overlap between prophase and metaphase, means ends of prophase means beginning of metaphase. There is no clear-cut lines, clear? There is no clear-cut line to separate one phase from the other one. That type of character we can mention, okay? Nextly, if we mention the further things, what are they? So here is a question that we need to discuss right now. That is, the question is about the chromatin is getting pegged. Now what is chromatin actually? As we have discussed that chromatin is having two different contents. One is called as euchromatin, other is called as heterochromatin. Okay, these are the two contents of chromatin. Now this chromatin is getting further dense packed into chromosomes. Now as the chromatin is getting packed into chromosomes, there is no more distinction of euchromatin and heterochromatin. Means I can say it is very difficult to identify euchromatin and heterochromatin. Earlier we were saying heterochromatin appear dense, Euchromatin is comparatively less dense. Now, as a chromosome, it is not easy to differentiate between euchromatin and heterochromatin. Means the distinction between euchromatin and heterochromatin is decreasing when these are getting packed as chromosomes. So, as there occurs more and more condensation of chromatin during the cell division, there occurs what? The differentiation of heterochromatin and euchromatin decreases. Answer is third option. Okay. Mitosis begins with prophase. So, prophase is actually the event that occurred after G2. So, here is the line. The prophase, which is the first stage of karyokinesis of mitosis, follows the S and G2 phase of interphase. I will change the lines. I am going to change the lines. It is written follows. I am going to change it. Clear? The S and G2 are followed by mitosis. Answer is this. Clear? The S and G2 are followed by mitosis. That's it. This simple. Okay. Coming to the other discussions. So, prophase is marked by the initiation of condensation of chromosomal material. Okay. The prophase is marked by initiation of condensation of chromosomal material. So, when the chromatin is getting packed during mitosis, when the chromatin is getting packed into chromosomes during mitosis, that packaging is called as plectonamic coiling. Now, this is not easy to unfold. Okay, the folding is very fine and it is going to be more and more dense. Okay, then the chromosomal material first becomes untangled, means they are getting separated from each other and now attaining individuality as chromosomes towards the chromatin condensation. Now, in that cases, because in most of the cells we used to study that prophase is longest, we study that in mitosis the prophase is stated as longest phase. To make the study better, I think by the same way they separated prophase into two parts, the early prophase and the late prophase. So, what happened in the beginning? The beginning of the prophase is like the chromatin material is getting denser and we are observing that the two threads are there which are usually connected to their centromere, although centromere is not that much prominent in the early stages. Nuclear membrane is still intact. So, here we say in the early prophase one, the centriole move apart or towards the poles, started moving poles. So, they haven't given these things. These are what? Centrosomes. The centrosomes that duplicated during S become duplicated during G2 when the number of centromeres appear doubled in G2. So, those which replicated along with the DNA and become doubled in G2 are now trying to go to opposite pole. This wants to go this side. This will retain here. Okay, this is going to remain here only. So, this is trying to go to the opposite side, means this place. Now, centrosome will be seen in animal cells, not in the plant cell, right. So, prophase is proceeding further and we are observing that in the initial stage, first appearance of the chromosome that I have seen, although they are much long, they are much thinner in appearance, then comes the late prophase. In the late prophase, the things are getting much better. Here I am observing the centrosome has reached the pole. Centrosomes on the pole are going to give rise to what? Esters. Now they are ester. What ester? Here I am saying these are radiating microtubules. Okay, the one who gives the rays, sun rays, sun. So, ester is another word for what? Sun. So, they appear as sun. The centrosome are now representing as sun. This is ester, which is formed by centrosome. Now, remember, centrosome is seen in where? Animal cell. It means animal cell is showing centromere or centrosome, then ester is also going to be seen in animal cell. Means plant cell doesn't form ester. Plant cell doesn't form ester. Keep this thing in mind. So what happened in the late phase? We are observing that nuclear membrane is disintegrating. Not only nuclear membrane, the cell organelle which are associated with the nuclear membrane, what? Endoplasmic reticulum, which forms Golgi apparatus, which forms lysosomes, these are also getting disappeared. There is no distinction between nucleoplasm and cytoplasm now. Nucleolus are already gone. Okay, so here we say in the late prophase the chromosomes are seen to be composed of the two chromatid attached together at a common centromere. Okay, this is what we are supposed to observe, like this way, not like this way right now, but they are comparatively close, like they are still getting more and more condensed in the stages, but first appearance is there. So here I am saying the two threads on the same, these two threads are actually what? These are sister chromatids on a chromosome. These are called sister chromatids on a chromosome. Okay, this is how we can mention. Nextly, we can state one more thing about this structure, and that is what? This is the two centrosome at opposite pole form the esters. Clear? When the two centrosome are reaching to the opposite poles, they have formed esters, where I said common in animal cells. Right? This is common in animal cells. We'll learn about this. Next is the cells do not show the occurrence of Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, and after all the nuclear envelope. Gone. This is towards the end of prophase and the beginning of metaphase, as I said. So if someone is saying that complete disappearance of the nuclear membrane marks the end of prophase, beginning of metaphase, there is a transition. Here it ends, the other begins. Okay, so moving to the metaphase now. So when we are talking about metaphase, in that cases, before that you need to know about the esters. As I said that esters are common in animal cell. In that cases, we are saying mitosis can be divided into two forms depending where you are observing them. In animal cells, we used to observe amphiestral mitosis. Why? Because esters are formed. Amphi means both sides, right? Two. Okay, two esters, top and bottom we have mentioned in the diagram. So esters are formed. These esters are nothing other than centrosome, which are commonly found in animal cells. Whereas in plant cell, where centrosomes are absent, these esters are also absent. So here we used to say that what esters are supposed to do. In the coming event, means the metaphase, the ester are going to give rise the spindle apparatus. Does it mean that plant cells don't have spindle apparatus in them? No, they have. They do possess spindle apparatus. The thing is, MTOCs, microtubule originating center. MTOCs, microtubule originating centers. What are these? So microtubule originating centers can be written as or can be stated as the place which give rise to spindle apparatus. This give rise to spindle apparatus. Now if these are giving rise to the spindle apparatus, then these MTOCs are associated with the ester in animal cells. In plant cell, they are present as usual. MTOCs are associated with esters in animal cells. Got it? So spindle apparatus is seen in both plant cell and animal cell. The thing is, in animal cell, that is getting originated from esters. In plant cells, its origin is usual, that is MTOC. Fine. So these are the names which you need to remember. They may be in the option. Hopefully that type of question will not come. Okay. Coming to the next. Before we are heading to the next topic, we will see the question. In the previous year, we have got a question, and that is what spindle apparatus is formed during which stage of mitosis. Just now I told you that you can observe spindle apparatus during metaphase. Okay, you are going to observe the spindle apparatus during metaphase. Let me tell you this thing. This is a cell. Nuclear membrane is completely lost. The chromosomes are free. Chromosomes are free. Right now, the chromosomes are free. So each chromosome is appearing with two sister chromatids. Usually, two sister chromatids. See, chromosomes are now free. There is no nuclear envelope right now. So they are free, right? But not this much free. Soon they are going to be attached with certain structure. Now this is the ester. Okay. Now from the ester, the microtubules start polymerizing and reaching the opposite pole maybe. Reaching the opposite pole maybe. See, they are intersecting the chromosomes in different places, right? The other case, another typical feature, each chromosome is having kinetochores on the either sides of centromere, right? These are kinetochores that I am making. The chromosomes are something which we can say the chromatin is knitted into chromosome. So knitted. So it means it is having some spaces through which these needle-like microtubules are going, okay, crossing it. What happens sometimes? That sometimes we are observing that these microtubules get tangled at kinetochore. Fine. Okay, now this microtubule will try to take, or this spindle fiber try to take this chromosome towards this side. Before that, another one going from this side get tangled on this kinetochore. Now what will happen? Now both are going to pull this chromosome on their side. Okay, fine. The same happened with this chromosome as well. Now this chromosome is also getting attached here, from growing from here and getting attached like this. The same happened with the other one, growing from here, and this one growing from here getting attached like this, growing from here getting attached like this, growing from the ester and reaching to the kinetochore. So the spindle apparatus is having different type of spindle fibers. The one which is running pole to pole, one thing, and the other one running from pole to kinetochore. These are spindle fibers. What kinetochore means? Kinetochore itself is made up of microtubular structure, means the spindle fiber. Microtubular or spindle fiber content. And the protein which makes it is tubulin. This is it, right? So kinetochores are something which are providing the attachment of chromosome to the spindle fibers. Now these fibers or these spindle fibers are pulling chromosomes on the same place. Why? Means they are exerting equal force. From here the same, from here the same. What will happen? This chromosome will get suspended in the middle. Right? Moving to the next question. So in metaphase you will observe this thing. This is actually transition to metaphase. This is transition to metaphase. Cell is heading towards metaphase. The chromosomes are now shortened and thickened. Chromosomes are now shortened and thickened and more clear now. So here we are saying in metaphase what happened, the similar diagram I have made here. So here I am saying in metaphase what we have observed, the complete disintegration of nuclear envelope marks the beginning of metaphase. Starting. Okay, and then we have observed that the chromosomes appear more thick and short, or you can say more clear. The chromosomes are more clearly visible. So that's why we are saying best to study. This is best to study morphology of chromosome. This is best to study the morphology of chromosome. This is how we can mention. Now nextly we are saying that if it is so, in that case I am going to do karyotyping during metaphase. This we have learned in the structure of chromosome, right? So nextly, as the pressure or the force from the two poles are going to be same, right, exerted by the spindle fiber, we are saying the chromosomes are attached to the spindle fibers at their kinetochores. We are observing that soon they are going to get suspended along the same plane. Now this plane is actually as equator of spindle apparatus. This is equator of spindle apparatus, right? Just in the center of the spindle apparatus you can observe. Equator of spindle apparatus number 2. If this is the equator of spindle apparatus, I can add one more feature to it. What? This is called as metaphasic plate. This is called as metaphasic plate. So this is how we are saying the metaphase is going to show aggregation of all chromosomes at the same plate or same plane, right? This event is called as congregation. So congregation is the characteristic feature of what? Congregation is characteristic feature of metaphase. Okay, congregation is characteristic feature of metaphase then. Okay, so what is the question next? So here is the thing about colchicum, a plant of family Liliaceae, and there is a product which is called as colchicine. In the previous year they have asked the question about colchicine, what it can do. The colchicine is known to cause disintegration of spindle apparatus. Colchicine disintegrate spindle apparatus. So spindle apparatus first appeared in metaphase, right? So it means the metaphase is not going to complete. Anaphase is actually getting aborted, everything. So where it is going to affect first? Answer is metaphase. So therefore colchicine is mentioned as it inhibits spindle formation. We call this colchicine as mitotic poison. Other examples are on the way. We are going to study the other examples as well. Okay, soon the other examples are going to follow. So this is what we need to know, that if the spindle apparatus is distorted, what is the method to distort the spindle apparatus? Is by adding colchicine to the medium, giving colchicine to the cell. Okay, this is the result then. Next, coming to the other feature. The anaphase is the shortest phase of mitosis. Anaphase is shortest phase of mitosis. Longest was prophase. This is shortest phase of mitosis. So if this is considered to be the shortest phase of mitosis, we are saying that what happened during anaphase. Now this is important. How? The anaphase is going to be important in the cases where I have mentioned that these are two chromatids joined at centromere. This side and this side are kinetochore. Now this kinetochore is attached to this side pole. This kinetochore is attached to the pole on this side. Now what actually happening in the anaphase is like the spindle fiber which is attached to this pole is getting recoiled. So trying to push its side, means we are saying trying to pull this chromatid to its side. The same happened on the other side also, means here also the spindle fibers are getting recoiled or they are getting depolymerized now. So in that cases again the same kind of force is exerted on this kinetochore. But as they are joined together and they are feeling the force on the two sides, now there is a chance that the centromere, the joint between the two sister chromatids get broken and they get separated, they get wide apart. Okay, this is possible, means they are going to move like this. So if they are going to move like this, we can mention that this is called as anaphasic movement. But wait, this is not this much easy. In the diagram that we used to observe that each chromosome is now separated. Okay, we have taken 4 chromosomes. If you go through the previous diagram that we have studied, you will observe there were 4 chromosomes only. Each of them was having 2 chromatids on it. Now I am having in total 8 chromosomes. Each chromosome is having single chromatid. Okay, means what I have learned is in metaphase I was observing, each chromosome usually with 2 sister chromatids. Two sister chromatids are there. Now question arises that how these sister chromatids are formed. What forms the 2 sister chromatids on the chromosome? Actually the 2 sister chromatids are nothing, they are replica of each other. Means this one is having the same information as this one. So they are the replica. They were made at the time of interphase, means when the DNA was undergoing replication. At that time the chromosomal material was replicated. That become evident in the form of 2 sister chromatids joined at the centromere. Okay, 2 sister chromatids. Due to duplication of chromosomal material, in interphase, particularly S2G2. This is what we have studied in metaphase. Now in anaphase, we are observing, if say for example, if I am taking chromosomes as chromosomes 4, then chromatids will be twice of 4, means 2 times of 4, means 8. Okay. Now the same chromatids are going to be the chromosomes here, right. So this is the time where I am observing, that this is the event which is seen as doubling the number of chromosome. So the number of chromosomes are doubled. Don't say they are getting copied. No, their copy was made in interphase. Yeah, the same S phase. Okay, copying of chromosome is not happening here. Instead, the 2 copies are getting separated from each other. That's right. Okay, the chromosome was thicker because the content is double. Now the content is getting separated into 2 distinct chromosomes. This is what we can mention about anaphase here. Wait, before that, this kind of movement of the chromatids now as chromosomes, the 2 sister chromatids when separating to their poles, at that time much of energy is spent, means the event is ATP dependent. This separation to the opposite poles, this side, is ATP dependent. Means energy dependent. So it means if you are going to take any poison which is avoiding synthesis of ATP, so for example azide, a poison which inhibits ATP production, anaphase is getting inhibited. Okay, so here we have different discussion. Now see this, these are what? These are spindle fibers undergoing recoiling. These are undergoing recoiling. Or if polymerization means elongation of the microtubule, right now they are getting shortened, means they are undergoing depolymerization. So this type of event we can study for anaphase, right? I repeat, Anaphase is the event where depolymerization took place. If depolymerization is happening, we are observing it is separation. Okay. Now we are saying this depolymerization of spindle fibers, ATP dependency, the whole event is called as anaphasic event. So one was in metaphase, the aggregation of the chromosomes means the congregation event, and here we are saying separation of the chromosomes or the sister chromatids now. Now it happened in the steps. What are those steps then? So in the stepwise manner we can write that each chromosome arranged at the metaphase plate is split simultaneously. Wow! This is classic about the cell cycle. Everything is perfectly planned. How is it possible that so many number of chromosomes are going to split their centromere at the same instant? Clear? Means the centromeres of different chromosomes splitted simultaneously. Okay, and the two chromatids separate. Now these two chromatids are going to be the chromosomes in the future. These two daughter chromatids means chromosomes now. These are now called to be two chromosomes. So this is how they are different. Okay. So here comes the thing that we are saying that each chromosome moves away from equatorial plate. They are going away from the equatorial plate. This was the equator. They are going away from the equatorial plate, right? Nextly, we say that the centromere of the each chromosome remains directed towards the pole, arms towards the equator. Okay, this type of thing is happening during anaphase, and we are saying that anaphase is therefore characterized by one is called splitting of centromere, and number two, the chromatids moving to opposite pole. This is what we have mentioned as anaphasic movement. Okay, this is what we have mentioned as anaphasic movement, right? So it's much easier one, not much difficult one. Okay, so anaphasic movement is ATP dependent and it can be inhibited by azide, as I said. Metaphase can be inhibited by colchicine. Anaphase can be inhibited by azide. Inhibitor of ATP, I said. There is an inhibitor of ATP production that I have told you as azide. So azide inhibited ATP production, and lack of ATP is not going to allow separation of the sister chromatid to opposite poles. This is how we can mention that easy, right? So this is why we are saying this is the anaphase. Now the cell is actually deciding, if the cell is deciding to undergo cytokinesis, then definitely the cytokinesis is going to be seen just initiated at anaphase. Anaphase will be the place where the cytokinesis is initiated. If cytokinesis has to occur, then initiation will be done at anaphase. Initiation will occur at anaphase. That much simple. Okay. So the cytokinesis is also going to be initiated at anaphase. This is that much simple we can mention here. Now after anaphase, what will happen next? After anaphase, the cell is proceeding towards the telophase. Now see this, what I can mention. What I can mention about this diagram. I can mention everything in the diagram once again. See the description here. The cell we are going to begin with, this is the nuclear membrane, right? But the nuclear membrane are two actually, double na, so that's why I am making two layers. with nuclear pores. This is the first stage. And here are observing that these are the threads, not much clearly arranged into chromosomes, just appeared. Still more coiling is needed. They are still loose. This is the event that you can answer as, or that you can written as, prophase. Okay, and here are the two centrosomes. Now they will try to go towards opposite pole, right? So soon this cell is going to move towards the end of the prophase. In the end of the prophase, I have observed that each side is having a centrosome. Means two centriole on the each side. Nuclear membrane has been lost. Okay, or you can say still the nuclear membrane is present as rudimentary structure, or you can say remains of the nuclear membrane I have observed in the prophase. And the chromosomes are becoming much more clear, but still coiling is expected. More coiling is needed. They are still loose. This is towards the end of the prophase. Then begins mitosis, metaphase of the mitosis, where we are observing that the chromosomes are getting aligned on the equator and they are more clear. They are more clear. See, I have taken 4 chromosomes just as the diagram given in the book. Same way. Okay, these type of things. On the two sides, I have these esters type of thing, right? These ester type of things. And here comes the spindle fiber attached to this kinetochore, comes the spindle fiber attached to this kinetochore. Next, the same happened here, attached to this kinetochore. This is going to attach on this kinetochore. Other spindle fibers also there, coming, reaching to here. From here, reaching up to here. Then exerted a force. See, character one after another. Character of prophase, disappearance of nuclear membrane and organelles, associated organelles. Okay. Number 2, ester formation. Character of metaphase, this segregation means congregation. And congregation happened because of spindle apparatus. I started it with 2n equal to 4 chromosome and let 4c DNA. This is after, see this, G1 then comes as G2. G2 was having 2n equal to 4 and 4c DNA. The S was having 2n and 2c. G1 was having 2n and 2c. Here also same, 2n, 4, DNA amount 4c. Here also same, 2n, 4 and DNA amount 4c. The next is anaphase, where we are observing that the chromatids get far apart from each other. Just now up to where we have completed, okay, and they are trying to go to their own poles or opposite poles. Sister chromatids are future chromosomes. Sister chromatids are future chromosomes actually. So from here I have observed, this one. Centromere towards the pole, arms towards the equator. Centromere towards the pole, arms towards equator. Don't get confused. Centromere, centrosome. Centrosome, now as ester, this is centromere. Okay, the same thing happened this side. So splitting of centromere has increased the number of chromosome to double the number of chromosome will appear in anaphase. This is what we learned. So the number of chromosomes got doubled. Number of chromosomes got doubled. 2n equal to 8. But the amount of DNA in this cell is 4C. When these are going to arrange into distinct nuclei, means this one, this second, in an animal cell, okay, with the centrosome here, centrosome on this place, then we are saying this is the thing, this is next, all the things are getting decondensed. Then I will say this is 2n equal to 4, this is 2n equal to 4, DNA amount 2C, this will have DNA amount 2C. That will be telophase. We have completed up to anaphase, right? Coming to the question then. What is the question? What is that question which was asked in one of the previous year exam? Here it is. So, in the question they have asked about if there were 4 chromosomes present during the prophase, how many chromosomes are there in each cell at the end of anaphase? Each cell, one only cell is there. They are saying 4 chromosomes. Clear? Then each cell at the end of anaphase. So it means double. 4 chromosome, splitting of centromere, separation of sister chromatids. So how many sister chromatids will be there in total? 2 on each. Separation of 2 sister chromatids of each chromosome. So total will be 2 4s are 8. 8 chromosomes will be there. Answer is 4th. 8. This is how it, this much easy. Means you can solve the questions easily if you are best in fundamentals. If your concepts are good. Okay. Next is the last phase of mitosis, that is called as telophase. Now as we are saying in the telophase that the chromosomal identity has been lost towards the end of telophase, means the chromosomes get decondensed, their chromatin is again getting tangled, nuclear membrane reappear and the mitosis concluded. So the thing is, the chromosomes that have reached their poles, their respective poles, are now going to decondense and therefore losing their individuality. Nextly we say each set of chromatin material tend to collect at each of the 2 poles. Means we are saying on the 2 poles the chromosomes are getting collected, becoming decondensed, and then nuclear envelope develops around the chromosome clusters, and we are observing that each pole is having 2 daughter, one of the daughter nuclei. So one on this side, one on this side. And this is the phase where we are observing rearrangement or reorganization of nuclear envelope. So if anyone is asking that how the nuclear envelope regenerated, this is the nuclear envelope and we are saying rearrangement of nuclear membrane. It is by endoplasmic reticulum. Oh, endoplasmic itself got dismantled. Now the remains of the endoplasmic reticulum form the nuclear membrane. The cell organelles are now again in the existence like nucleolus, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic membrane. As the cell is proceeding towards the next stages in the interphase, these cell organelles will become much more prominent. So telophase is actually the end. Telophase is towards the end of mitosis, right? So these type of things we used to mention. What I have observed, then I can write number of cells in each mitotic division, are actually 2. Therefore, number of cells, if the question is asked to me, number of cells formed after n generation of mitotically dividing cell is actually equal to what? 2 to the power n. Say for example, if anyone is giving like 8 cells are formed by mitotic division, then how many generations of mitosis were there? Answer: 2 to the power n equal to 8, where 2 to the power n is equal to 2 to the power 3, right? So it means how many generations? 3. So the cell has undergone mitotic division 3 times, thrice. The cell divide thrice to form 8 nuclei, or you can say 8 cells. So this is the telophase. Now the next thing that we need to discuss about and we need to study further in the detail is about the cytokinesis. When it happened, does it happen all the way? There is one line, the classic line, where I want to conclude my class here in today's lecture. I am going to conclude here with that line, that although I told you that usually karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis, now I am saying in the opposite way. Cytokinesis usually follow karyokinesis. Okay. Now this line is having two meaning. Does cytokinesis happen always after karyokinesis, or does cytokinesis happen all the time after nuclear division? We need to find out these answers in the coming class. Hope you are enjoying the lectures, watching on Yup Master. So be continuous with us, watching the classes and following the daily practice paper along with each of the class. So hope you are going to achieve the maximum in your NEET exams as well as in your school exams in coming years, either it is 2021 or 2022. Hoping for the best of you all students there. Thank you for watching the class on the Yup Master. All the best.